Hello and welcome back, and as you can see, the paddock is a hive of activity behind us. More action though going on behind closed doors because, Anthony Davidson, we are in the middle of silly season. There is speculation everywhere as to where the drivers will move around the grid. Tell me from a driver's perspective, just how distracting is this?
It is a distraction, and it has been up until this point in the season, especially when you're outside of the car. But once that helmet goes on and the visor's down, it's back to business as usual, and that's when you see it all melt away. You're in the car doing what you do best. But yeah, certainly out of it, you sometimes see it boil over. Drivers have a few strong words to say to each other after some moments on track because it is such a stressful environment.
A huge mind game for all of the drivers. We're having secretive meetings, clandestine chats. What is exactly being said, though? Give us a level of insight.
So if you're not performing, obviously, we're in a very brutal world in Formula One where the driver's data is there on show for inside your team for all to see, and you're constantly being compared against your teammate. There's nowhere to hide. And if you're not performing, then your team boss might be looking elsewhere and might not be telling you the full story. So sometimes you seek news from elsewhere in the paddock, even from the media. They might be telling you what's really going on with inside your team, and that's very uncomfortable. And then on the flip side, if you're having a great season, you might be the one having secretive talks with other teams that are performing better than your own team.
Okay, well, we're nearly out of time, so I'm going to send you to the commentary box, and we're going to get ready for today's Grand Prix.
Hello everybody, welcome back to another video. We are back for some more F1 24 driver career mode for round number 13 of 24. We're here for the Hungarian Grand Prix for the 13th race of the 2024 Formula One Championship for season 1 of who knows how many seasons I will do this. But anyways, if you've not checked out the last video, please go check that out below. It was, I believe, the British Grand Prix. It was actually a fairly good race for my standards. Obviously, it wasn't the results that we've been getting over the past couple. We never had like a solid result that was actually somewhat realistic, and because we've won 2 races, but so far I was very happy with that result, especially with the weekend where kind of struggled a little bit. But here we go, running into the Hungaroring, 2 races before the summer break in this calendar, and we're sitting P9 in the standings on 73 points. We're only about 11 points off George Russell, but Lewis Hamilton is slowly catching up, and there is the rest of the standings there. Pierre Gasly, my teammate, is sitting on 14 points, so Gasly has been making some improvements back to where he was, but there's some of our stats this season. Average grid position is 10th, and and just average finishes is 11th, and all the fun stuff. But yeah, we sit P6 in the standings as well, sitting pretty comfortably ahead in the standings. But yeah, it is time to figure out some upgrades because we got a major upgrade package ready for, I believe, the Zandvoort GP in the Netherlands. But we could do a minor engine upgrade, which, to be fair, we are a little bit down on power. I feel like the Renault engine is not as strong as I thought it was. We could do some front downforce, which actually would be crucial because that would actually unlock drag reduction, and since we do have some drag reduction circuits coming up with good straight line speed, especially tracks like Monza, Baku, Las Vegas, I put Qatar in there as well. Any track with a pretty decent long straight, we're going to need as much as we can, so we'll have to keep an eye on that. So I think the major front downforce would be huge. That looks like it would be ready to come on for the Zandvoort GP this weekend, and then hopefully we can unlock the wing mirrors and get some drag reduction on because we need that. We've been focusing a lot, I feel like, on the chassis, which I feel like I've always focused a lot on chassis because chassis probably got the most OP upgrades. But yeah, so as we head into the race weekend, we don't have any upgrades coming on, I believe, this weekend. I don't even think we're having any upgrades actually coming on for Spa as well, so we're going to be down. But yeah, there's look at your the performance index. We've actually dropped place, and Alpine is behind Williams. So Williams have made a big upgrade as they came to the Hungaroring with some upgrades, and we've kind of lost the pack, mainly the big 5. So we got to slowly catch up back to that pack. But yeah, so Hungaroring is not really one of my best tracks. It's probably one of my weaker circuits, I believe, on the calendar. So it's going to be a challenging weekend. But I mean, again, high downforce I think overall it's a hit or miss. I don't know what to really expect, but yeah, let's get ready for qualifying here. Let's go kick some ass.
No pit stops, no strategy, it's all about the pace today. Qualifying day here at the Hungaroring for the Hungarian Grand Prix.
And here we are, ready for qualifying here for the Hungarian Grand Prix. And like I said, had very high downforce track. And again, this track, it has flaws in it. I'm not really the biggest fan of this circuit. It's hard to overtake. I mean, the dirty air is not really good around here too. And again, just a high downforce track. And again, it's like a Monaco, but except there's more room and you can't overtake. But again, it's just not one of my best circuits, and I'm not really a big fan of this circuit. I don't know how many people like this circuit, so I mean, if people do, that's good for you. But again, I mean, this circuit, it's not really my best friend. But we try our best here in qualifying here. Absolutely on the limit. We've been improving our qualifying results a little bit, but first lap in, and it was only P8. We kind of got caught up with a little bit of traffic there, but not too bad. So yeah, first lap was only P8. We're going to probably slowly fall down the order as we go later into this session. But yeah, you can see as we fast forward time, we've actually fallen down to P12. So we'll have to probably go out again. Gasly is 16. So yeah, we're kind of in a little bit of a bubble here, as we're, to be fair, kind of struggling. But yeah, here we go for our next run, our final run. We're only gonna do one run. I think this should be we could possibly get into Q2. I'm not really sure. It depends on if everybody else can improve. But heading through these next couple of corners here, very challenging circuit to kind of get on the power, and especially for track limits as well. Track limit violations are right here. Deadly track limit zone right there. You don't want to touch that inside curb, and again, another place where you can easily run out wide. And heading through this part, I'm not the big fan of this, especially with the high curbs. Not really a great fan. And taking as much curb as we can, then hog the inside curb completely, put basically all the wheels on there, and very wide through there. And that's actually a track limits warning. And that's actually going to probably throw us out there, because I don't even think we'll be into Q2 if that happens, and we're not. We're going to be out with Q2. We're P16. So that is a complete shocker, as a decent result at Silverstone for the home team, and we now sit P18. With that invalidation, that did not go to plan around this circuit. And again, this track can bite you in any way it can. Unfortunately, we have met those circumstances. So, well, there goes really our shot for points, because to be fair, not really feeling confident.
It's race day in Budapest as we get ready for another round of Formula One action. We're not expecting too many retirements at this circuit. There are plenty of current and former drivers with flawless finish rates here. In particular, Ralf Schumacher, who made it across the line in all 10 of his Hungarian Grand Prix starts. 14 corners then for our drivers to navigate at the 2.7-mile Hungaroring today. It's 6 lefts and 8 rights around a lap here, with average speeds in the region of 120 miles per hour. Let's run you through the driver grid order for today's exciting race. Oscar Piastri lines up on pole position, and Max Verstappen lines up alongside. Moving on to the rest of the grid, we have Perez, Hamilton, Leclerc, Norris, Fernando Alonso, Russell, Sainz, Stroll, Gasly, Albon, Tsunoda, Ricciardo, Sargent, Joe, Hulkenberg, Cowboy, Magnussen, and Valtteri Bottas begins the race from the back of the grid. Now it's almost time for lights out, so let's go down to the track. And alongside me, bringing glamour and expertise to our commentary today, Naomi Schiff. Now sadly, things didn't work out for them last time. It was a bad race. Question is though, Can they recover today?
It is true they had a really tough day in the office last time out, but they cannot dwell on that. It's so important to turn the page and start on a blank slate, because the more you dwell on that, the less it's going to push you in the right direction. So take some notes. Obviously, there's things to be learned, but move on.
Back of the grid, not great, I know, but let's just try and use the first lap to push your way up the order.
I'm gonna try, Mark, but again, it's gonna be difficult. So yeah, well, welcome to the grid for the Hungaroring, and well, it's 35 laps around this place. Pretty fairly decent tire wear. Again, the tires kind of fall out pretty quickly, but I'm gonna think about doing this strat. And I actually did this in last year's game. I don't know if it's gonna work, but if I go hard to mediums and I could push all the way to the end, that maybe could help us. But the thing is, everybody else is starting on mediums, so this is a gamble of stupidity that we're doing. So we're already dead last. We got to make a gamble somehow. Let's just push it, see what happens. So yeah, here we go for the 5 relays here around the Hungaroring. 35 laps around this place, and it is lights on. Away we go for the Hungaroring. Is we got a fairly somewhat mid start, not really the best of starts of all. We keep on upshifting up to second, which is really not helping us, especially we got to get that out the habit. Short shifting is not really your best friend, but here we go, big send down the inside now of Zhou Guanyu, Nico Hulkenberg, both the Haas's actually. Now we're behind Daniel Ricciardo. We're also fighting our fellow American Logan Sargent, and look at that run that he got. To be fair, the medium tires are better than the hard tires at this point. Hard tires are feeling very cold, couldn't get any temperature into them whatsoever. We give Logan Sargent a decent squeeze. And well, Zhou Guanyu actually loses out to Logan Sargent. So you keep on going, Logan. We're going to keep on making these gains. But very wide through there. I'm surprised it's not a track limits warning, to be fair. That was very wide, but we keep going. And again, Gasly is sitting, I believe, in the points. He actually got ahead of Carlos Sainz. So go on, Gasman. That's my teammate for you. And well, Ricciardo and Tsunoda and Albon, they're actually following them through. And well, that's kind of good, but I have to stay with this pack. If I can stay within the DRS, that's the goal. But again, with this track, and especially with the hard tires, that's probably not really going to work very well, but we pushed as much as we can. And again, I'm struggling to get temperatures in this car. I mean, to be fair, I can see on my dash that my tires are still fairly cold, and my tire pressures are up to max completely. It's just to get temperature into them, because that is seemed to be the meta before the patch. And this was recorded before Monday's patch that I haven't played yet. But yeah, again, very difficult to get these hard tires in the right window. And again, hopefully the race can come back to us, but we've actually lost about 5 seconds to Daniel. We've lost 5 seconds to Ricciardo and Tsunoda, so we're losing a lot of time. And on lap 5, we have nothing. I have nothing. This strategy is kind of already, the strategy's in the bin. We're kind of already shafted. So, well, there goes our shots of points maybe. And again, if they get into this massive DRS train, which it seems like the AI are still in, is that these DRS trains that they still are in, I don't know if we'll actually catch up to them. Because again, the AI, they don't split from the pack. That's just, they don't do it. And we're in this boat, and we have to try to get out of this boat. And if we don't get out of this boat, then, we're just screwed. So we got to give it our all, I guess you could say. But we keep going. Lap 9, very wide. That should be track limits, and I'm surprised that's not a violation because they're running strict track limits. I don't know if there's some glitch going on, but I've been trying to, I've been testing a little bit now. I've been kind of running through my track limit warnings, and I'm not getting a single violation, so I don't know what's going on. I don't know if there's some glitch happening, but right here, very out wide. And again, no limit, no track limits warning. And again, I feel like I was maybe in the line by a centimeter, but still. And again, we're actually purposely doing this, and we're not getting any violations whatsoever. So I don't know what's going on. There's got to be some glitch happening because this is rare. And again, I've experienced this glitch in last year's game, so I wonder if this came back to haunt us. But we fast forward on lap 15 now, because again, nothing is really happening in this race. We're just kind of running in the middle of nowhere, but pit stops are happening. We're going to get ahead of Verstappen and Leclerc. They're going the hard tires. The hard tire is not really the favorable tire around here. We learned the hard way. We should have went, I believe it was, maybe we could have went mediums to soft. I don't know why we didn't do that, but to be fair, strats from 23 to 24 don't go so well. But here we go to the pits. We just lost so much time to Verstappen at this point. Verstappen gained about, the gap at the exit, it was crazy. But we're hopefully going to get ahead of, I believe, the Haas's and the Saubers. But depending on how much time we've lost to Daniel and Logan, this is probably going to cost us a lot. But we go to the medium tire, and we've lost actually about 7 to almost 8 seconds. So that undercut strategy, almost like undercut, but Daniel has legit pulled a great gap on me, where to the point where I have just kind of shafted myself. And well, we got to pray for a safety car somehow, because there's only been one retirement in this race, and that was Kevin Magnussen, and a simple engine failure kind of shafted his race. So I didn't really show that replay, but Kevin had an engine issue, and well, that was it for him. So no safety car during that time. To be fair, he was very off the track, so no VSC at all. But yeah, there is some sort of glitch going on, because well, we're going to be testing our limits here. Logan is yet to pit. He will pit eventually, so we will get an overtake on Sargent. But we are gaining a little bit on Ricardo, but not by a lot. But Daniel's in that, he's not in that train, but you can see that train that Gasly's in, my teammate. So I don't think Gasly's running into the points. I think he is, but if he is, kudos to him. But he's in that train, and he's getting carried along. But the gap is kind of spread out a little bit. But again, there's just a big DRS train forming, and this is not really, I'm not really liking that, because well, DRS trains are horrendous. They're horrible. Again, it's horrible to be in a DRS train. So, and it seems like the issues of F1 24 in this game has been DRS trains, issues left and right, and I don't know how this game was really released very well, but these things happen and we have to go forward. So yep, game glitches already, lovely stuff. But well, I guess we just go forward. But yeah, we're testing the limits, and yeah, there is some sort of glitch going on, because I'm purposely running wide. Like I'm legit doing that on purpose. I'm just pushing full beams and trying to gain up. But again, we're closing on Ricardo, but we're not closing a lot. So it seems like this car doesn't suit this track very well. But it's suiting Gasly pretty well. To be fair, we do have a fairly new engine in the car. We've kind of, again, maybe we're down on power, but I can't really say that, because again, I mean, who knows if we're all down on power, you know what I mean? Again, worn engines, maybe, but again, there's just some sort of, we got no pace, running out of limits, and again, we're just not getting anywhere. So this race kind of been shafted. I mean, we hope for a safety car, but I honestly doubt a safety car will happen, because during this time, actually glitches will happen where you actually won't even get a safety car. So it's kind of like what it was earlier in the year, where there was no VSCs, no one was retiring from the Grand Prix, and it seems like that glitch is not there, but it's mainly just it affects actually your track limits and all the other stuff. So might as well fix that yourself, EA, because that's not cool, I guess you could say, for anybody. But yeah, so as we go later into this race, I mean, I'm hoping for just something, but again, I'm not really getting on Ricardo, so my tires are already kind of shafted. I've used the best of them. We're just slow. I mean, I've just accepted it. And again, it's not really my best track. This track has not really been my best. I'm not a big fan of this circuit anyways. I've never been a big fan of this circuit. There's been some good races around here, but again, I've always hated this track. It's just yucky, you know what I mean? Like it's not yucky, but it's not a good track, you know what I mean? And it just shows it right there. But yeah, like you see, Hulkenberg is now just catching up to this at this point. Almost about 5 laps to go as we go there, but a little bit of a loss through that entry there. And again, yeah, we're running out very wide. About 5 laps to go in this race, and yeah, there's no track limits warning. So at this point, I'm gonna try to see if I can cut this corner here completely. But to be fair, we kind of bite the dust, and we actually go for a spin. And well, that kind of just sums up our race today. So I'm not even gonna worry. We're gonna probably finish last anyways. Let's get back on the track as much as we can, and let's head to the pits. And I tried to get a good camera in replay mode if I could show y'all, but clearly there wasn't any good replay footage, so we just have to come into the pits this time. We will get lapped in this race, so it's actually the first time we're getting lapped in this Grand Prix, and well, we're kind of showing it here. So I was thinking about retiring the car, but to be fair, there's not much laps in this race. Might as well just run fastest lap, see if we can actually get it. But again, yeah, Verstappen, he's going to lap us here. And, well, we've been lapped for the first time in career mode. I think that was the first time we've been lapped this season. And it's at a track where actually, this place actually, depending on how slow you are, you actually can get lapped. And, I mean, especially in a 100% race. But, yeah, so purple sector 2, purple sector 3, but not even fastest lap. We're just chilling within the DRS, but we now go full beams, full qualifying push mode, and got to give it our all. I probably should have used a little bit of overtake through here. I have a habit of only using hot lap through qualifying because the AI don't use overtake on their qualifying laps, so I like to make it fair and only go hot lap, which I should probably burn some more energy. But we go first sector, we go green first sector, and that's very wide, but again, no limit warnings. But we're actually catching up to Verstappen, to be fair. Pace advantage over him. He's on hard tires. And, well, that gap that Max has over, I believe that is Charles Leclerc or Carlos Sainz. That might be honestly Charles Leclerc. I think Sainz is in that train of cars back there. But, yeah, clearly that gap that he's had, Verstappen has been a monster in this career mode save. And you're seeing it right now as Verstappen is, he's had a couple bad races. He had some good races. And, well, he's showing me how it's done. But since we caught up to Verstappen, this dirty air is not really helping us at this point. So fast lap is kind of in the bin. Just trying to shake it off of whoever has. I believe maybe Max has it or one of the Ferraris. I don't know who has it. It's a 116.695. Not really great, but we got DRS, so we might as well overtake Max. To be fair, I don't know if I'm allowed to do that, and it's not like we're taking him out because we're not. So let's just overtake the race leader, and well, we can act like we're in P1. When we're not, because we're not in P1, we're sitting basically P19. So Verstappen starts lap 34, I believe, on this time, and we go again. But we touched the curb on the inside and the grass on the inside. We did a Checo in free practice this year, and that actually, now we've lost the car completely. And, well, at this point, I wanted to give up and retire, but I can't even retire the car. It will not even let me retire the car. EA, what is your game? You're telling me I can't retire my car. What a joke. And I need to see this is honestly a joke. Like, to be fair, I mean, I've just kind of memed this race actually at the end, but what the hell was that? So, well, Verstappen wins. Let's just cut the corner completely to show no track limits warning. And actually we bite the dust there. Let's just flick spinning around. I actually might get lapped by our teammates, so let's keep going. And they believe that is Checo, or that's Sonoda. So, well, we finished a lap down. Almost got lapped by our teammate, but yeah. Well, that sums up your weekend. Game glitches everywhere, and I think we might have just got disqualified.
The checkered flag is out. We're going to be hearing that Dutch national anthem again because it's victory for Max Verstappen.
Well, that's 2 race wins in a row for them. I think they'll be really happy with that. I mean, 1 race win is great, but to have 2, you know that you've got it. You're a little bit more comfortable in your skin. This is a great sign of maybe what's to come next.
Here come today's winners. The team at Red Bull have done a phenomenal job recently, and it's clear to see that they've put in the work, and they should be so proud of the victory they've secured here.
Well, there's your winner. Verstappen wins the Hungarian Grand Prix ahead of Charles Leclerc in P2 and Checo Perez in P3. So Sergio is performing in this save over his real-life performances. But I think we honestly might have got disqualified. I don't know why. We will look, but I think when the camera pans right off you, I believe you got disqualified. So just to sum up this game itself, let's have a look. So again, I just kind of memed this weekend at this point towards the end because, well, to be fair, I was just trying to find glitches, and I found one right there. So let's take a look. I think we actually got disqualified. Are you kidding me? So you're telling me if that would have actually happened, we actually would have got disqualified? That is crazy. So no matter where we finished, we would have got disqualified. I wonder if we got disqualified for ignoring blue flags. Maybe if we're racing Max Verstappen, am I not allowed to race the leader when I'm a lap down? Or if I wanted to overtake him? You know what I mean? Hell, man. Well, there goes our weekend, and well, that kind of just sums up. It just kind of sums up this game. So yeah, love that feeling. But yeah, let's take a look at the Drivers' Championship now. Verstappen increases that lead in the championship, and Red Bull, I believe, increases their lead in the Constructors' Championship. So yeah, well, if you think that could happen, these things happen, and that was not right. But that's going to be it today's video, y'all. Thank y'all for watching this video. Sorry that it turned out like a meme type video, but I kind of just lost faith this race. So yeah, but I'm going to try to take it more seriously next week, and I've always take my career modes serious anyway. So yeah, have a good rest of your day, y'all. Enjoy the rest of your day, and I will see y'all in the next one.